Namaskar, welcome to Whitetail. Here we will explore a powerful and controversial idea, right to recall. Can citizens remove their elected representatives before the 5-year term ends?
The prospect of introducing a recall system in India sparks immense debate and varied opinions. Such a system, if ever introduced, must be solid, balanced, and safeguarded against misuse to ensure its efficacy. A detailed exploration of the necessary parameters reveals that a structured approach can lead to meaningful governance and accountability. The initial safeguard is a minimum lock-in period. No recall petition should be permitted within the first 2 years of a representative's tenure. Governance is a complex endeavor that requires time to yield visible results, particularly when it comes to developmental projects that often span several months or even years. Equally pivotal is implementing a high signature threshold, mandating that 40 to 50% of registered voters in a constituency must sign a verified petition. This requirement serves to differentiate between genuine public discontent and mere social media uproar. By focusing on verified signatures, the recall process can target serious cases of dissatisfaction, ensuring that it isn't merely a reaction to transient political or social trends. Performance-based criteria represent another essential parameter. The recall mechanism should not rely on political ideology differences, party switching, or social media controversies. These factors can distort the objective nature of governance. Instead, measurable indicators must govern the recall process, such as extremely low attendance in legislative assemblies or confirmed misconduct like serious corruption convictions. This emphasis on objective metrics curtails the influence of emotions often associated with political disputes. The establishment of an independent verification committee is vital for authenticity and fairness. This body would assess the legitimacy of signatures, validate complaints, and scrutinize evidence of misconduct. Such oversight protects the process from potential political vendettas and ensures that any recall effort is grounded in truth and accountability. Moreover, a cooling off clause is necessary, preventing a second recall attempt for 2 years if the initial effort fails. This prevents representatives from facing incessant disruptions, thereby allowing them to govern effectively without the looming threat of immediate recall. If a recall reaches its final stage, a secret ballot election should be carried out, requiring both a majority of votes and a minimum of 50% voter turnout for the removal to take effect. This ensures that only a motivated minority cannot alter the democratic process unjustly. While a recall system has the potential to stimulate accountability and enhance voter engagement, it is not a panacea for corruption, which stems from deeper systemic issues such as political funding, criminalization of politics, and community expectations. However, when designed judiciously, the implications of a recall system could cultivate a culture of responsibility among representatives, pushing citizens to demand higher standards in governance. The recall mechanism, proposed to empower constituents, raises crucial questions about its efficacy in combating corruption. A system requiring a majority of votes cast and at least 40% of the constituency's written signatures aims to create a safeguard against frivolous removals by a small, motivated group. Yet, it prompts us to delve deeper into the roots of corruption, which extend beyond individual accountability to encompass political funding, the criminalization of politics, party dominance over candidates, and voter expectations shaped by caste and immediate benefits. Realistically, a recall system will not entirely eradicate corruption, but can incite a culture of accountability. The knowledge that they can be recalled may target complacency among elected officials, fostering improved attendance and engagement at the constituency level. Furthermore, it nurtures civic awareness, urging citizens to remain vigilant and involved. However, if hastily implemented, it risks generating chaos, undermining governmental stability rather than enhancing it. Globally, some nations and US states embrace recall provisions, yet the frequency of such uses remains low. The key reason? The value of stability in governance. Frequent political upheaval could lead to destabilization, particularly in a diverse and populous nation like India, which should proceed with extreme caution when considering such a system. Introducing recall for members of parliament and legislative assemblies in India would necessitate a constitutional amendment requiring passage by parliament and ratification by states. The irony lies in the fact that those who would be subject to removal, the MPs and MLAs, would hold the power to legislate such measures, a politically challenging proposition. Instead of focusing solely on recall, we might consider enhancing structured citizen oversight. Proposed solutions could include mandatory annual constituency reports, public dashboards demonstrating fund utilization, compulsory attendance disclosures, biannual public town hall meetings, and digital grievance tracking systems. The transparency provided through these channels may tackle issues that recall is intended to address, creating a more accountable political environment. Ultimately, democracy extends beyond merely removing unsatisfactory leaders. It calls for the cultivation of responsible and informed citizens. If voters continue to accept monetary inducements, vote along caste or religious lines, and dismiss performance data, then recall will offer little resolution. However, when citizens rise to become informed, organized, and accountable, enhanced electoral integrity will follow even in the absence of a recall system. The true essence of democracy lies not in removal, but rather in the proactive selection of capable leaders and holding them accountable every day. In closing, the question looms. If citizens have the capacity to appoint, should they possess the right to dismiss? Perhaps, but only within a framework that upholds the tenets of democracy over the whims of emotion.